Overall, for me, C104 was a really fun class, and more importantly, it was really good for me as a speaker. Of course, really helped me with my presenting skills in both speaking and working with visuals like PowerPoints. I still remember on my first presentation telling the class why I was going to be a good team member. Even though I didn't do poorly on it, but I was extremely nervous before I went. I was swaying a lot, using a lot of filler words, stumbling over my words a lot. And then throughout the course, I noticed that with each speech, these things progressively went away more and more. And also, perhaps more importantly, I was more confident each time before I spoke. Also, I remember one thing that helped me out a lot throughout the semester was the activities we did in class. I think the activity with the overly exaggerated hand motions helped out a lot with your speaking skills. And we did a lot of things with eye contact. And also, I remembered for the improv speech about the argument speech, there was really no way to prepare for it, but I do remember recalling on the activity we did earlier that week to talk about tactics and strategies for arguing. Another thing that was really useful was the Macy's project, because first off, working with a team is definitely a skill because not everyone's always going to get along. So it taught you to, because you have to plan meetings, you have to get everyone to make decisions together and ultimately come up with a finished product that hopefully gets you an A. And also Macy's, it forced you to pull in a lot of information for a pretty broad topic, and it forced you to make your piece. It had to be dense, you had to be very informative, but you also had to keep it concise as to not ramble on, and you don't want to bore your audience. Also, the final presentation, that was very useful too. Perhaps more than anything, it showed how much better I had gotten with my speaking skills over the course of the semester. Because first off, I was up there by myself, and it's usually a lot harder when you're out there by yourself rather than when you're with a team. And also, it was a great way to practice working with a visual. I had my PowerPoint up there, and I had to make sure it wasn't too bulky with words. You don't want a lot of paragraphs up there. And also I tried to work it in with some hand motions and gestures to keep the audience keeping up with my presentation. And as for outside the classroom, I can't even begin to think all the places C104 will help. If you're trying to get an internship, trying to do a job interview, or even just meeting people and making connections, you're going to need to be able to speak in public. You're going to be able to use all the skills that we learned throughout this semester. Yeah, and just those are all things you're going to need from C104. So the class was really useful for me. It was really fun. I met some great people. I made connections first with you and also my classmates. And I'm definitely happy that is a class we have to take for Kelly.